How's everybody doing out there? You are now rolling with the D. We are in the studio at Studio 1.0. Hope everyone's doing good out there. It is the day after Turkey Day. That's right, the day after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was upon us yesterday, Thursday. Hope everybody had a great day. Gave you guys the day off yesterday. Spend some time with your friends, with your family, eating a whole bunch of food. But here we are on Friday, November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving, and you are rolling with the D. This is our daily show. Excited to be here. Thanks for tuning in. If you're listening on the podcast, thanks for listening. Make sure you leave us a review and a rating in the iTunes store to help us distribute our content. If you're watching this on a replay, you missed it live, but we do this show live. If you go to ustream.tv, you can subscribe to our channel so you'll get an email notification for every show when we're going to go live, so you can participate. You can leave comments. You can ask questions. I am your chairman of the Entrepreneurial Mindset. I am hacking the bob. That's what Rolling with the D is about, hacking the bob. The bob meaning not the haircut, the bob, but the business of beauty. So I come to you each and every day, 5 days a week, to bring you a little inspiration, little motivation, little irritation, a message, just something to hack away at what makes up this beautiful industry that we're in, that I decided 10 years ago to become a part of, the beauty industry, going from, a Paul Mitchell future professional into a Paul Mitchell professional, becoming an educator, being a stylist, being a teacher at heart, loving to share information, going through working at a salon to now owning multiple salons. The things that I've picked up along the way, little pitfalls that I can share. That's why I do this show, to inspire you. If you're thinking about becoming an owner, you are an owner, or if you're a stylist, or maybe you're not even in the beauty industry at all, but you just need somebody to help get inside your head, keep you moving, keep you focused, keep your head in the game, then you're in the right place. You are in the place to be. You're rolling with the D. So what's going on today, guys? Today is the infamous, what they call Black Friday, infamous Black Friday. So I thought I want to touch on that a little bit. I mean, yesterday was the day off for most people, right? A lot of people, got to spend the time at home, eating the turkey, hanging out, chilling with their family, all that kind of good stuff. And then you got to think about what you're thankful for. And as I was reflecting yesterday, just thinking of what I'm thankful for, I'm thankful, that I was like, I hit the lottery. And I hit the lottery by just being born in America. I mean, literally, that's like hitting the lottery if you were born in this country. If you think about how many people are trying to come to America, if you were lucky enough to be born here, then you literally hit the lottery. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful, that I have a growing company. I have a team of people that are dedicated to a mission that we are on at the Salon Project 1.0. I have a team that's motivated about what they're doing, their art and their business, and we've got a great culture that we're building. Very thankful for that. I have 2 healthy children. Very thankful for that. Just thinking, reflecting, thinking about, what that day represents. But for me also, what yesterday represented was it represented an opportunity, for me to get ahead a little bit, to grind out a little more, because I know that for most people, they're going to totally just sit back, put their feet up and coast yesterday. So I was, getting some work done. I got some rest yesterday, got a little rest, and then I was like, all right, start getting focused, start looking at my goals, looking at what projects I have coming up, start thinking about the direction that I want to take my company, start thinking about conversations, people that I want to meet with, people that I want to talk to. So I started going through and kind of getting organized. So I really took that as an opportunity yesterday, where I was able to kind of get ahead a little bit, get back on my game, and make sure I have everything in order so I can push through these next, 5 weeks. 2015's coming up. And I've been talking about this in the last few episodes. It's not a time to sit back and rest on your laurels. It's not a time to put your feet up and think you're coasting. If you think about this, if we're on a plane ride through the year, right now the captain just came on, and he just came on and he said, hey, just let you guys know we're making our initial descent in the 2015, and that's what's going on. And so I started thinking about that in my business. If you're running a business, you're thinking about hitting your goals, hitting your targets, thinking about where your company's at, where your company's going. These are things that should be on your mind all the time. And if you don't necessarily have your name on the masthead, doesn't mean that you don't have that mentality. We talked about in a previous episode about having that ownership mentality and how to develop that ownership mentality. So you still have a business. Even if you think you don't have a business, you still have you incorporated. You are a business. So I want you to be thinking about that. I want you to be thinking about what you're doing. And then we roll into today. It was crazy last night. I had to run to the grocery store, which was open, right? The Starbucks in my neighborhood was open. So people were working yesterday. Not everybody was sitting back and relaxing. The owners of those businesses, those companies, they saw an opportunity. They saw an opportunity to serve their customers yesterday, and they were open and they were making money. Now, as I'm going to the grocery store, I'm trying to time it, right? I'm thinking, I'm going to creep in there, wait till everybody's pretty much, getting stuffed, just turkeyed out, vegging out on the couch. I'm thinking, that's the timing, like around that 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock deal. I'm going to slip in there. I just want to grab a little bit of food. I'm in and out. So I go up the road, I go there, and the sight that I saw, this was something, I'm talking like words can't even describe it. There were people that were parked like in the outskirts of the parking lot, on the grassy knoll, inside of ditches. I saw a couple trucks just perched up on a mound of dirt. I'm like, what is going on here? I see people semi-jogging through the parking lot to get into the place. I'm like, what is going on here? And when I get inside, they've reconfigured the entire floor plan to allocate separate aisles for this and bins of that. I seen one lady literally she must have had 30 or 40 DVDs piled up from her stomach all the way up to her chin, just barely able to hold on to them. And I'm looking at this madness, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I'm thinking, we're in the greatest country on earth, right? I'm thankful to be here, thankful to have a company, growing business, and just kind of marinating in that. And then we got hundreds of people out here just going after DVDs, and I seen a box full of bean bags, and these people running bean bags and this and that. I'm like, what is going on out here? It was crazy. So I guess it started early. It kind of went from, it used to be Black Friday, and we're going to talk about the origins of Black Friday, but now roll into, Black Thursday night, I guess. But it was unbelievable. So if you were out there last night or this morning, I wish you luck. I hope you're safe. I hope you make it home alive, and I hope you get whatever it is you're out there for. And as I started to think about this, I'm thinking, that kind of enthusiasm, people are going out there capturing DVDs and beanbag chairs, but when it comes to going after their goals, they're going after it with this like lackadaisical, kind of half-cocked attitude. But then when Black Friday comes, everybody's going bananas. I saw a report today, Best Buy, they had their website shut down like twice. They had to pull it down because they reported because of the traffic. The traffic was just overwhelming. So I'm thinking, wow. So we got brick and mortar people are in there. We got click and order people are online going crazy. But when's the last time people got crazy about their goals, their dreams, the direction that they're moving their company? When's the last time once a year, people go all out? All out. I've never seen as many cars in this parking lot as the years have gone by. I've been going there and multiple different times, different days, never seen this kind of mayhem. So I'm thinking like, okay, what is this whole deal about? All right, I know there's supposed to be good shopping deals and all that. But when I started to look into the origins of Black Friday, what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, it kind of boggled my mind because the term Black Friday actually, it dates back. It dates back over 30 years. it dates back to where it was a term that was used when businesses looked at their financials. And there's terms we use in the business world, if you break even, if you're in the black, you're considered to be profitable. You made a profit. If you're in the red or underwater, you're in the red. So it's like red ink would signify losses and black ink would signify profits. And so when Black Friday came around, that kind of signaled the start of the holiday season shopping, but it also, in all of the months leading up to, retailers, for the most part, operated their business in the red. They operated at a loss. But then when Black Friday rolled in, this time of the year, they coined it as Black Friday because it would be that first day that those companies actually would make a profit. And I started thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute. So you're telling me there's 12 months in a year and the retailers aren't making profit until the last 5 weeks of the year? And I'm scratching my head thinking, well, what the hell are they doing the other 11 months? What were they doing in January and February and March and April and May and June and July, August, September? Like, something is not working here. So when I started thinking about, what Black Friday represents, it was kind of depressing in a way. It was kind of, I'm a retailer and I'm thinking, if I operate at a loss the entire year and I'm looking at these last 5 weeks to get into profitability, to get into black, maybe, I shouldn't be in business. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's time for me to hang it up. Maybe it's time for me to reassess the direction and the goal and the actual mission that the company that I'm running is on. Because that's not a good business model. We're going to operate in the red for 11 out of the 12 months. And then all of a sudden we're going to have these crazy sales because our margins are so crappy. We're going to have these crazy sales and just try to push and get into the black in the last 5 weeks. That's a failing model. That's a failing model in my book. And this is coming, straight off of the Business Insider. If you Google the origins of why we call it Black Friday, that's what the data is telling us. That's what the financial data is telling us, and this is going back 30 years. This is kind of where that whole terminology came from. And so people are lined up, right? 6 a.m. They're lined up, the night before. They're parked on the grassy knoll last night waiting to get inside of these businesses, and these businesses are like looking at like this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to actually make some money. And I'm thinking to myself, that's what I call a missed opportunity. A big missed opportunity. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the missed opportunities. And you don't want to wait until the last 5 weeks. Why you don't want to wait? Why aren't you having Black Friday every Friday? So missed opportunities, we're going to talk about that. It's Black Friday. People are out there going crazy. If you're watching this live, I commend you. You're here to get your mind right. Make sure you're using our hashtag RWTD. You're here rolling with the D, talking about the Black Friday, the mystery of Black Friday, and how you can start having Black Friday every Friday. So stay tuned. I'll be right back after these messages. You're rolling with the D. See you guys in a minute. This break is brought to you by The Salon 1.0, a Paul Mitchell Focus salon with locations in Tampa, Florida and Oldsmar, Florida. Are you tired of the same old routine when you go to the salon? You know the one I'm talking about. You go into the salon, sit down, and the stylist says, "What are you getting done?" And then when you leave, you have a shorter version of the same thing you came in with. Then it's time to upgrade your salon experience and visit The Salon 1.0 near you. Our team of salon professionals are trained in the latest techniques in hair cutting, hair coloring, and hair styling, and will offer you customized consultations with every visit. Enjoy our complimentary beverage bar and private shampoo room where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy a hot towel treatment, head massage, and hand massage with every visit. Come in and let one of our Paul Mitchell trained professionals create your new look. Visit us at www.thesalon1.net to schedule your next reservation. That's www.thesalon1.net. You can also reach us in Tampa at 813-280-2953 or in Oldsmar at 813-854-4505. Visit the Salon 1.0 and let us show you what the salon experience is all about. All right, welcome back. You are rolling with the D. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Sunny D. Today we are talking about Black Friday, and we're talking about the mysteries behind Black Friday. A lot of people are waiting, for this day. I was looking online today and looking at the Business Insider talking about the origins of Black Friday, why we call it Black Friday. And the big reason is because this is supposedly the day when retailers actually become profitable. So they operate in the red. So the red ink for negative profits, they're operating in the red all year long. And then the day after Thanksgiving, which kind of kicks off the holiday shopping season, is when retailers are thought to have finally reached the black, operating in the black and in profit. To me, it's insane, to think about it. But I witnessed, yesterday the craziness, even, just driving through town today, just the craziness, the parking lots are packed, right? And people are out there looking for these deals. Now, what are the retailers not doing? What are the retailers not doing throughout the year to continue to drive sales? Because when I look at how I start a business, right, you have to think about your business as a for-profit business. If you're operating in the red the entire year, that's a meager existence. Like, what is the point of you? What is the point of your business? So as you're looking at it, what it's going to take for you to operate in the black all year, you don't have to wait until the day after Thanksgiving to decide, okay, today I'm going to operate in the black. But you have to have a plan. You can't let things creep up on you. Think about what happened when the recession came, which it's going to come again. There is going to be another one. But the ones that the people made money during that, the ones that came out of that with an increased net worth were people that were planning ahead of time and preparing. So when I think about that and I think about what retailers are doing, right, when they're having these doorbusters, flash sales on the day after Thanksgiving, yeah, they're able to drum up all this money, but all that dries up. And what are people doing? What's the consumer doing? Is the consumer waiting until the day after Thanksgiving to spend money? Yeah, it's the holiday season. We know we have, Christmas coming up. There's gift buying going on. But there's gift buying going on all year long. There's money floating around all year long in the economy. It's not like all of a sudden everyone's getting, a raise and all of a sudden there's this big surge. But what are retailers not doing right? What are you doing with your own business? Think about your own business. If you're an independent, if you're a business owner, salon owner, traditional business owner, what are you doing the 11 months leading up to Black Friday? In our company, we've never really looked at, we do holiday sales. We do have holiday sales, but we never, we're looking at like, this huge strategy. Some companies plan their entire calendar year around these 5 weeks. But what about the other 68 weeks of the year, or 52, 48 weeks, 62, 68. There's not a 62 week year, guys. Sorry about that. It's 52 weeks. Take away these 5, so 47, 48 weeks. What about those other 47, 48 weeks in the year? What is our strategy? So what I'm going to invite you guys to think about doing is looking at your own personal business looking at the kind of increases that you want to see. I know for our company, we're looking to continue on the trajectory that we're on. We're at 5 years old. We're coming out of that like hyper growth stage where we're going over 100% a year. We're 30% growth a year right now. We want to continue on that trajectory. We want to continue on. That's not going to happen waiting for Black Friday every year. That's not going to happen by waiting for some doorbuster sale every year. And we are in the retail business, so I'm speaking from that industry's perspective. That's going to happen strategically, working on our people, working on our sales training, working on keeping people plugged in, working on keeping things fresh, keeping things new. So what kind of challenges are you setting your team up with? What kind of challenges are you setting for yourself? Are you looking at the next 30, 60, 90 days all the time? Are you looking at that calendar all the time? How often are you having, one of the biggest things when I work with other business owners, whether I'm doing a training with just the owners or the staff and the owners, one of the big things we look at, I recently did this in one of our Paul Mitchell schools, was just looking at the reports, knowing the numbers. Know your numbers. Numbers are the bane, going to be the bane of your existence as long as you let them be. But the sooner you decide, to get rid of the excuse, I'm not really good at math, and I don't understand, and all these other BS excuses you're telling yourself, the sooner you get rid of that stuff and you realize that you need to learn your numbers, you need to know your numbers, and you start taking some time and dedicating. And if you are really not good at math, that's a choice that you made not to be good at math. Trust me. You're looking at a high school graduate. I was no math scholar, 2.0 GPA. And now I'm running several companies. And guess what? They're all for-profit companies. So guess what? The bottom line, numbers got to add up, and I've got to be able to understand the data. I've got to be able to understand the analytics. So there's no excuse now. I can't ride on that. Well, I never really did that well in math, so that gives me a pass. And then it's like, okay, am I farm that work out? Yeah, sure. You want to have an accountant. You want to be able to have somebody that's a professional in that field that you rely on as a resource, as utility. But no one's going to pay attention better to your numbers than you are. So you need to understand the numbers, the analytics for whatever kind of business you're operating, whether it's a one-person show or you've got a team of people, you need to understand the numbers. The numbers are almost like, I always refer to numbers as kind of like footprints in the sand. You can tell where somebody's been, you can tell where somebody's going if you pay attention to those analytics. So you need to learn those numbers. And if you're looking at 30, 60, 90 days, now you're talking about not waiting and praying that you have volume coming in. You know exactly what kind of volume you need to have. Then you can kind of set clarity on goals. You can set individual goals. You can set team goals. You can set locational goals. You can look at the analytics, and then you actually have something. You're actually now driving your business based on metrics, based on analytics, not just based on mood and emotion and just wondering, what's going to happen? It's kind of like people go in with that attitude. People come into their business and they're like, oh, we're just going to turn on the lights and everything else is supposed to happen. And that's a failing formula. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple other clues. Knowing your numbers is a big one, but we're going to talk about a couple other clues that can keep you not a dependent waiting for things like Black Friday before your business gets into the black. How do you stay in the black all year long? That's what we're talking about today. Talking about Black Friday, the mystery behind Black Friday. Why are so many people waiting on Black Friday? Why are businesses relying on Black Friday before they become profitable? And why aren't they staying in a Black Friday mindset all year round? That's what we're talking about. You're rolling with the D. Stick with us. We're going to come back and unlock a couple other mysteries about Black Friday right after these messages. Stay tuned, guys.
This break is brought to you by 1.0 Express, a Paul Mitchell focus salon and professional training salon. Are you a professional stylist who loves professional training? Or are you a salon owner who wants your stylist to receive the best professional training and become more well-rounded? Then you need to visit 1.0 Express, a professional training salon where we offer a variety of weekly mini classes and workshops that range in areas such as hair cutting, hair coloring, hairstyling, and business building. 1.0 Express, a professional training salon. Visit us at www.thesalon1.net for our upcoming schedule of classes and workshops, or call us at 813-870-3700. That's 813-870-3700. 1.0 Express, a professional training salon for salon professionals who love professional training. We'll see you there.
Your morning, your job, your activities throughout the day. They all take a toll on you. Then you have to do it all again, and again, and again. Sometimes you need an extra charge. Awake Energy Shots give your body the boost it needs when you can't afford a letdown. Take charge. Get Awake Energy Shots exclusively at shop.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, I am loving the Awake Shots, Awake Energy. They cut out all the garbage, give you just the pure vitamins, a little shot of caffeine. Definitely has helped me cut back on coffee consumption, which, coffee just makes your body very acidic, which makes you susceptible to all kinds of cold and disease. So definitely want to check out the Awake Shots. We're giving them away to all of our guests with a qualified check-in on Facebook and a Facebook like of our page. So it's been a great thing. People are loving the Awakes. We have 2 flavors, orange and grape. Definitely want to check those out. You can find out more about the Awakes on our website at thesalon1.net. So how's everybody doing out there? It's Black Friday. We're talking about the mysteries of Black Friday. We're talking about how you can maintain a Black Friday mindset year round. Most businesses are waiting for Black Friday to bail them out of the red. That's where it gets its name, Black Friday, because they operate in the red, they operate in the negative up until that day after Thanksgiving. Holiday shopping season kicks off, and they're finally able to get in the black, meaning get into profitability land. And then they're riding that 5 weeks, out for the new year, trying to make a profit. I'm sorry, guys, but that is no way to look at your game plan for your business. So the first thing we're talking about is you got to have the foresight. You have to look at the analytics. You have to know the numbers. You have to know what your business is doing. You have to know the pulse, know the pace, and become a student of the numbers. I mean, I am by no means a math scholar, but what I found, some interesting things that I found once I started really getting into analytics and paying attention to the numbers, is you can actually look at the numbers and tell what's going on, what the sentiment is of your company and of individuals. I've looked at numbers and I've seen like patterns of numbers. I've looked at some of the charts, some of the bar graphs, and I've seen them when they're kind of moving in a certain direction, whether it's up or down. I can tell what's really going on with some of my team members in their personal lives. Even sometimes it shows up in the numbers. You see somebody taking a dip and and you pull them aside and you have a little chat with them and something's going on. Maybe a relationship, maybe they had a blowout with a member of their family. Something's going on, and it shows up in the data. So you're able to actually use the numbers to tell a lot more than just about the health of the business. If you pay attention to the numbers. One of my mentors who kind of propelled me to get into the beauty industry, Robert Cromines, he shared something with me that stuck with me, and it stuck with me my whole career, and I think about it every single day. He said, what you need to do is you need to keep score. If you keep score, you'll do more. And those were one of the first kind of pieces of dialogue that I got from him that I was like, man, I really thought about that. And it continues to be kind of a driving, ethos of why I pay attention to the numbers like I do, because I know if you keep score, you'll do more. And I share that and I weave that in and out of the fabric of my company with every single team member that I work with, every business owner or other, business professional. If I'm coaching them, it's always something that I remind them and I remind myself, if you keep score, you do more. It's not a surprise that the people, especially even in my own organization, the people that really adopt that mentality about paying attention to their numbers, those are the people usually that make the most money. And it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. So that's the mentality, because if you're waiting for Black Friday, if you're waiting for this one season of the year to make your money, then maybe you're a seasonal business. Why are you open the other 11 months? If you're making all your money, be like one of those Halloween stores. They only open up for a couple months and they're in and out and they're done. They know their business. But if you're going to be open 365 days out of the year, why are you waiting for the last, 30 to 40 days of the year to get in the black? Black Friday should be every Friday. What if your business was getting into profitability every single Friday, not waiting for one Friday that propels you for the year? And it's at the end of the year. So I want you to think about that. Analytics is number one. You got to be focused on the numbers. Know your numbers or die. Know your numbers or you will perish. Know your numbers or you will cease to exist. So that's going to be the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is going to be forecast. You need to look further forward. Think about it. You need to look further forward. You can't be looking at just the next 30. And to look at 30, 60, 90 days. And then the third thing I want you to be thinking about when it comes to setting yourself up to have Black Friday every Friday is I want you to be thinking about what is the percentage that you're going to challenge yourself to grow from Friday to Friday, Friday to Friday. And then those Fridays go from Friday this year compared to Friday last year. Because right now, the retailers are just thinking about one other Friday. And that Friday was Black Friday 2013. What did we do? And if we do better this Friday, 2014 Black Friday, than we did 2013 Black Friday, then we're going to high five and pop bottles. We're not popping bottles, guys. We are not popping bottles, because you failed to remember, if you waited to Black Friday to make some money, you've operated, that's one Friday. You've operated 51 other Fridays, or maybe it's going to end up being, 50 other Fridays or 47 other Fridays. You operated 47 Fridays out of 52 in the red. There ain't no celebration because of one Friday. There's no celebration. So what I want you to be thinking about is, how do you make every Friday a Black Friday? How does that happen? Number one, it comes from knowing your numbers. You got to know the analytics. Number two, it comes from forecasting and planning. You have to think about 30, 60, 90-day increments. You have to plan out strategically where you want your business to be 30, 60, 90 days. And number three, I want you to be thinking about percentage of growth. Put it in a percentage. Is it going to be a 10% increase? I shared with you what our goal is for our company, what we're looking at year over year. But think about that. What are you looking for weekly, monthly, yearly, quarterly, then yearly? What percentage growth are you looking at? So study your numbers, guys. Get out there. I know, you had your turkey day yesterday. Some of you might be out there shopping. You might be catching this on a replay. If you're listening to it on a podcast, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe to the iTunes podcast and leave us a rating and review to help us distribute content and get us noticed inside of the iTunes store so other people can discover the podcast. And if you're on our website at thesalon1.net, you can definitely be there, where you'll be able to see the videos, the podcast. If you haven't read up on the blog, there's some interesting articles that I've written in there. But I want you to think about letting these next 5 weeks be not only the icing on the cake, but the springboard that's going to push you into the new year on an uphill trend, on a trajectory going straight to the top. And that's what Rolling with the D is all about. So it's not once a year. We're not celebrating one. We have 52 opportunities for Black Friday to happen in your life and in your business. So I want you to share this information with somebody that you think may be able to benefit from this. Maybe somebody that's got that Black Friday, that Black Friday fatigue going on because they just went and bought 30 DVDs because they were $2 a piece, and they're never probably going to watch them but more than a couple times in their lifetime. And they'll be sitting in a pawn shop in the next 6 months. So maybe they had that fatigue. Maybe they got blown away by the doorbusters So maybe they need a little, maybe you can share this with them, give them a little pick me up, give them a little, hey, you know what, let's have Black Friday every Friday. Maybe that's your organization, maybe that's what you're going to do. But I invite you to share this with them. I invite you to get them excited about having 52 Black Fridays, a year, not just one. And I want you to go out there and I want you to be thinking about exploding your business. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe this weekend and make sure you tune in. We got some big things coming up, some awesome shows coming up in the next week or so. So until then, you've been rolling with the D. Make sure if you're on Twitter or on social media, you're using the hashtag. If you want to leave comments, use the hashtag RWTD. And make sure you're subscribed so I can see your comments. If you're subscribed to the channels and you leave comments, I can see them. And I do read them and I do reply. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Have a safe weekend. And remember this, if you're watching this, if you hear me, if you're in the range of my voice, just know that you're hacking the Bob. We're hacking the business of beauty. And I know that you've got greatness within you, and I'm here to help you unleash it. So until next time, I'll see you then. This is Sunny D. Have a great weekend and be safe. Keep growing.
Most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family. Never forgetting where